can't hear a thing. There I am. There I am. Good morning, Tampa Bay, 970 WFLA. Talking Fishing, going to be here until 8 o'clock. Unfortunately, only until 8 o'clock. Got to start this show out with a big shout out to my partner here, Captain D. Hubbs, for running the ship, keeping us afloat here. Rob Roman doing the supervising there behind the glass, Captain Rob. But appreciate you, brother, for letting me get my nonsense done. I got more nonsense coming. We'll talk about that later. But I appreciate you letting me get through CCA Florida Star Tournament and trip up to Crystal River for the Redfish Classic. Had a bunch of group charity tournaments going on here. It's been a little bit crazy, but we have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, we got a lot of catching up to do, man. Yeah. And I appreciate you letting me drive the boat while you were gone. It was fun.
Well, you're a full-fledged boat driver now. You're Captain Fluffy.
It's like I know what I'm doing. We got the Captain Waffles and Captain Fluffy show, Real Animal Saturday.
And it went well with Emily, huh?
Yeah. Last week's show went really well with Emily. Week previous, we had Captain Ray Markham. So it was a good time. Yeah. Good. Lots of information on artificial lures from Captain Ray, and then last week a lot about fisheries management, kind of how the process works, and gearing up this coming week for the Gulf of Mexico Fishery Management Council in Perdido Beach, Alabama.
Oh, are you going out of town?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, Monday through Thursday.
Oh, no kidding. You're going to have all kinds of stuff to talk about next week, huh?
Yeah. Always interesting how these council meetings shake out, but it's not one of those things. A lot of people are like, well, what happened at the meeting? You got to realize a lot of this stuff takes a year,
Political.
2 years. It is 100% federal government speed. Yeah. It is frustrating.
Is that a speed? Is that really something that exists? I mean,
yeah,
is there anything?
It's slower than not moving. That's what the speed is.
Why did a really slow turtle or a tortoise or whatever they're called, why did that come into mind when you said government speed? That's the vision I got.
Tortoise is like a cheetah compared to the federal government speed, let me tell you.
No doubt. You know what we haven't talked about yet? We haven't touched on, and I definitely think we need to do this because I'm so confused by the Goliath Grouper thing.
Oh. Yeah, we touched on it a little bit, but yeah, we didn't go in depth into it. And the Goliath Grouper thing, in my opinion, so this is
which is important,
personal opinion, guys, is it's way overdue because
but it didn't seem like much. I mean, they didn't give us anything.
Well, a lot of people feel
200 tags. Is that what it is?
Yes, and I think it should be more than that. I think it should be 200 tags from the west coast of Florida alone, because the big problem with Goliath Grouper is they've been closed pretty much indefinitely for so many years, my lifetime, and those fish need a stock assessment. You can't do a stock assessment without dead fish. So we were a part of a cooperative research project where we were allowed to take Goliath Grouper out of the water. We brought them on deck, stuck a water hose down their throat, kept them alive. We took stomach samples, fin ray samples, DNA samples, and then released the fish alive. And that was good to get some information and some science on the fish, but without otoliths, you can't create an age and growth composition data chart.
You can't say otoliths and then not explain to people what it is.
I was getting
okay.
There.
All right, I was just letting you know.
So worked up this morning. So an otolith.
It was a long night.
So an otolith is an ear bone. So it's what they use to age a fish, similar to how you age a tree. You take a cross section of that otolith, and then they count the rings, and they can tell how old the fish is. And one of the biggest kind of tenets or pillars to a stock assessment or any firm understanding of a fishery is age and growth composition. At what age is the fish X size or Y size? And a lot of times, like for example with red snapper, you can get a 2-year-old red snapper, 3-year-old red snapper that's 30 pounds. And then you can catch another red snapper that's 3 years old that's 8 inches. So the age and growth composition data is super important to fully understand.
Really?
Yes.
That's interesting.
There's actually different gene pools of red snapper. So like on the east coast of Florida, you catch bigger red snapper because they have a different gene pool. In the northern Gulf, catch bigger red snapper. It's a different gene pool. Whereas on our coast, we have a lot of red snapper, but don't really see those monster behemoth dinosaur fish really, and that's because the gene pool is different. So agent growth composition is important, and they don't have that for Goliath grouper because previous to them closing down the fishery, they didn't have all this science and this ability, and now they do. So we need some dead fish to study, and that to me is the most important thing that we need to accomplish with this limited tag is, in my opinion, the tag price is not really something I have a strong opinion on. That's whatever. But I think if you get one of those tags, you should be mandatorily required to return that carcass, or at least let someone know where the carcass is so someone can come pick it up. Yeah. Whether you take it to mode or
get
FWRI.
The head somewhere anyway to get those otoliths and
the head
things rolling.
Yeah, the head and the vertebrae, even the stomach contents. Because, I mean, fishermen don't care about the stomach contents. Right. They're not going to take home whatever's in the gut. So, I mean, all that information is sitting there on a fillet table somewhere, and someone needs to be able to come collect it. So
that's a good call. Let's see you working.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And keep in mind, a lot of people were confused. Even a lot of headlines I saw were confused because the FWC didn't open a Goliath grouper season or even vote to finalize it. All they did was they voted to agree to a proposal. Now FWC staff is going to finalize it and make a final document, and I believe they're going to review it again in May of 2022. So it's not finalized. It's not even remotely close. Yeah. And that's state government. And state government is like a cheetah compared to the federal government. They move a lot quicker. So, yeah. And we joke about how slow it is, but a lot of times it's so slow because the system is so open. Yeah. So like with the feds, you do a stock assessment. It takes, especially a big stock assessment like the one coming up for red snapper is going to be a full research track assessment. That can take up to 2 years because at every turn they have public meetings. They have to notice public meetings. Then it has to be reviewed by the SSC, which has to be noticed. And there's a lot of federal regulations going into or in place that require meetings to be noticed and give people enough leeway to come attend those meetings and give comments and stuff. So.
Interesting. Very interesting. So there you have it. Goliath Grouper, we covered that. That's a good thing. Lots of stuff going on. It's October. The fishing is absolutely incredible. Had a big charity tournament yesterday for the University of Florida, the Rinker School of Construction, which is a very prestigious construction school on the University of Florida campus. 14th annual tournament.
That's awesome.
Yesterday, we in talking with the board members yesterday morning before the tournament got rolling, the event next year, the 15th one, they will have raised $1 million, over $1 million next year.
That's crazy.
That's in 15 years. It's pretty impressive. And the bite was slow, backside of the moon. You had a slack tide in the morning. The bite was a little tough on the outgoing. The incoming, things picked up. Guys caught some fish. The big snook yesterday, 44 inches.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
The big redfish yesterday, 40 inches.
That is nuts.
That's insanity.
Do you know what it was caught on?
I do not. Jason Lineberger had the snook. I think Captain Chris Wiggins, if I'm not mistaken, had the redfish.
Sounds
I could
about
be wrong
right
on that one, but Chris, Jason. There was we had so many great fishermen in this thing. It was just silly. So, 50 boat event, great event. I got another one on Monday, and another one the following Friday. Before I have to go visit the Bahamas and see what the Bahamas look like.
I have to go visit the Bahamas, he said.
I'm doing it for you. Don't we need a report from there? Right,
Way
Rob?
to twist
We
this.
need a report from the Bahamas, don't we?
I actually haven't been yet. So.
I have never been to the Bahamas either. So
You've never been?
No, I'm going to check it out.
All right, I forgive you.
It's our 25th wedding anniversary. I'm going to go, and I'm doing this for the people.
Isn't that like the specialty fishing where you don't even have to wear sandals and you can just be ankle deep in clear water and throw your little line out and be like, oh, the fish just come and nibble on my toes and I don't have to work too hard because it's the Bahamas, right? Is Isn't it something like that?
I certainly hope so. The way you
we need a whole fishing report from that.
Yeah, I'm on it, buddy. The way you just broke that down, God, I hope it's that
Sounds
good.
nice.
That's
That
how I
sounds
got
like
it.
a Disney movie.
It did.
Yeah, how much more paradise can you get besides Florida, I guess, right?
We need you to do a voiceover for
That's like Cinderella.
for the Bahamas. I mean, dude.
Imagine the fish just
Yeah.
coming up and nibbling your toes.
Visit the Bahamas just called. They want you to be their new voiceover
on
guy,
Disney
right?
Channel. That's kind of a weird thing to see on Disney, but all
That's
right.
crazy. As soon as you step off the airplane at the Bahamas airport, that's what you hear.
They
Captain
just
Rob
hand you the
Roman.
fish, yeah.
Wow.
It's like you go to Hawaii, you get the lay as you go into the airport, and you go into the Bahamas, they just hand you a fish. Huh?
Yeah,
I hope
like
so.
Welcome to the Bahamas.
I like it.
Here's a conch shell
hopefully
and a
co-
fish.
Hopefully it comes with a fruity drink of some kind because
Click beer. That is
See, they
the
don't-
best part of the Bahamas.
Yeah, they don't
beer.
tell you about that. It just happens.
Yeah.
click.
Kalik.
How do you-
Kalik. It's a Bahamian beer. There's Kalik, and then there's Kalik Gold. If you want to put some hair on your chest, that Kalik Gold is,
Really?
it's literally gold. It's awesome. It's like, I don't know the exact percentage offhand, but it's a very high percentage in alcohol beer. And it's similar to a Corona, but way, way better. And there is nothing better than
Do
some
you do it
Kalik.
with a lime?
I never did because on the boat there wasn't a lot of limes. Plus, I drink really fast, and ain't no one have time for cutting limes to keep up with me.
All right. God,
But yeah,
it's getting better by
Kalik
the minute.
beer and conch. That's what you got to do for
Oh,
sure.
we will for sure. That's awesome. Nice. So anyway, CCA Florida Star Tournament, the banquet up there in Crystal River was fantastic. We talked about the tournament, all year
Yeah.
long.
And one of my guests won $5,000.
Dude, it's listen, to watch those kids come up on stage and get those prizes is unbelievable. The scholarships that CCA Florida has been able to give out to these youth anglers is really, really special. It was a great event just in general. A lot of money raised. A lot of people were there. The Mogan Man was there. Rick Murphy was there. C.A. Richardson was there. It was a who's who.
That's
I was
awesome.
really impressed. They had 700 people at the banquet,
That's crazy.
and they turned away 200 people.
wow.
They turned away 200 people
At
that
the
wanted
door?
tickets. I guess. I don't
Yeah.
know. But I was amazed at how, what a huge event it was. What a great feel. Citrus County does a great job in general. Citrus County is actually now. That happened too in the last 2 weeks. Citrus County is now on as a partner with us
Yep.
on Saturday mornings and on the TV show. So we'll be doing a lot more up there in Citrus County. We're going to have some weekly, like we will this week. We've got some events coming up in Citrus County up there in Crystal River area. There's an antique fishing tackle show and some other stuff coming down the pipeline, and we're going to have all that stuff for you guys. With the veterans now shooting straight up there to Crystal River.
I was about to say, you like putting miles on that Ford truck, don't
Dude,
you?
you know what? I'm telling you, Crystal River, it is. You know what they have there? They have a place called Granny's breakfast joint.
I knew we were going to go to food.
We were.
Rob, can we roll the tape from the last 2 weeks to show Mike that the food issue is not me? I don't know how I got
didn't say
dubbed.
it was.
I don't know how I got dubbed the Waffle House guy and the
I'm Captain
Fluffy.
Waffles. You're Fluffy.
Before I went on vacation, I talked with John Momola, and he was like, "Is there anything I need to know about this show?" And I'm like, "I cannot get these guys to shut up about Waffle House." So between them and I think Derek came in for one of the shows, and
Yeah.
and I was
Again,
like, I
these
probably should have
guys.
told him, yeah.
It's one guy.
You know what was awesome though? If we roll the tape, I'm pretty sure John Momoa likes Waffle House too.
Oh man,
Right?
I do
think
remember
so.
that.
Yeah, I think so.
Don't we have a break coming
Yeah,
up?
we are up against the break. So much to talk about here this morning. Again, big thank you out to Captain D. Hubs, my new partner here on Saturday mornings, doing a great job keeping me afloat through all my craziness here. 1-800-969-9352. Again, 1-800-969-9352. Your questions, comments, fishing reports, bring them right here. We'll be back, 970 WFLA.
Every breath, every sound.
Funny shit, bro.
Saved by the break.
That's some funny stuff. Funny stuff. Oh, my God.
This is Captain Mike in Big Pine Key.
Okay.
Michael Perry.
That's cool. Thanks, Doug. Everyone, please go on mute.
He's up early this morning.
Yeah, he usually calls it
A
early.
business like ours makes its first sale on Shopify. As the all-in-one commerce platform designed for anyone to sell anywhere, Shopify powers over 1 million businesses around the world.
As I'm eyeballing my schedule,
Online and across social networks,
I leave
with
Saturday
suite of
at 9
challenges
a.m. for
and apps.
Bahamas,
Synchronize your online and in-person
and then I come
sales.
back
Gain
Saturday,
insights as you grow,
and
with
then I
detailed
leave for
reporting of
Georgia
conversion rates, profit margins,
Sunday.
and more. More than a store, Shopify grows with you.
Do
This
you
is
want
possibility,
to
powered
do
by
the shows,
Shopify.
or do you want me to schedule us a best
Yeah, I'll
of?
do it.
Are you sure?
So wait,
Puts a lot of pressure on you, bro.
yeah.
You're gonna do like, you're getting a crash course in this bitch, bro. I'm like, damn, Dylan's gonna hate my ass. I'm like, yeah, sure, fucker, I'll be your partner, and you just leave, you dick. I get it. I get how it feels, but that's not how I laid it out. But yeah,
It's just how it worked out.
well, it's our 25th wedding anniversary, so and it stacks
good
up.
excuse.
It stacks up right against the rut.
Yeah.
So I'm always
So
going.
October 30th,
Yes, 30th.
October 6th, and then October 13th.
No, I'll be back.
Oh, on the 13th?
I'll be back. Yeah.
Oh, so it's just 2 weekends?
It's November 6th.
Yeah, October 30th, November 6th.
Yeah, it'll be two. Yeah, it'll be two.
Yeah, that's fine.
I just won't be here, so. And I don't mind doing best ofs if you want. It's
No,
totally up
I
to
can
you.
do 'em.
but-
I just gotta find some guests.
Yeah, that's always the stress. Larry Mastry is a great guest.
Yeah,
And he loves doing it. So
cool. That's a good
it's a
one.
good one to think about because he's so not. They're still catching tarpon all up in the bay. I mean, there's a lot of stuff with him. He's always got something. You know, I mean, he's got the fish market there at his place, so you can talk about that process. I mean, there's just he's a great guest, and he likes doing it. So
Zach said, check your phone, Cap Mike.
Zach,
Buendia. I can never pronounce his last name.
what is?
He works at Dick's Sporting Goods.
Oh, okay, yeah. What am I looking for?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
He said on Facebook, so it might be a Facebook message.
I don't even look at my Facebook messages.
I never look at my personal Facebook messages.
I don't even know how to actually. Then maybe.
I don't know how to.
You mean something?
That's funny.
AAA insurance agent help make sure.
Dude, how about this weather? Weather is crazy this week. It's basically onshore winds and then a massive cold front.
I know, but when's it coming?
The cold front Friday morning, it looks like.
Oh no, is it?
Prefrontal Thursday. So Thursday and Friday have bad weather.
I might not be running my 42 boats on Friday at 22 knot winds. Holy shit!
And it's supposed to be a big frontal line. The advanced weather model that I was looking at has some serious red, gnarly nastiness.
Damn, look at that snook. That's what he wanted us to see. That's a good one. Yeah.
Nice snook, Zach.
Yeah. Big snook.
Sounds of fur. Our hairballs have hairballs. My cat mama, she's 10 years old. She has
Yeah, that's probably not going to happen Friday. Well, they're going to be pissed. They canceled it once. They canceled it in April because of COVID and moved it to October, and now we're going to get blown off the water. That sucks.
Yeah, that sucks. Shouldn't have canceled it due to COVID, people.
But I got to go to the Bahamas on Saturday, so if I'm off the water Friday, I'll be rested.
There you go.
Actually, I can go. I got a lot of shit to get done. I got invoicing and.
It never stops.
Dude, I'm telling you what.
Dude, I had a crazy dream. Speaking of how busy we are and all the stuff that we try to commit to and stretch ourselves so thin, I had a crazy dream that I ran for political office and was a county commissioner. And I was like, what? And I started to think about it when I woke up. I was like, you know, might not be a bad idea.
Could happen. Welcome back. If you need a new roof or maybe a roof repair, check out our good friends at Affordable Roofing Systems. They understand that your roof is a large investment and protects most, if not everything, that you own. Let Affordable Roofing Systems, 3 decades of experience and roofing knowledge, guide you through this important process. Whether you need a shingle, metal, tile, or flat roof, Affordable Roofing Systems is your safest choice for repairs or replacements. Affordable Roofing Systems they're defined by integrity, respect, and honesty, and have a personalized and professional approach to doing business. Call Affordable Roofing Systems today at 1-888-397-ROOF for your free estimate, or visit them online at affordableroofingflorida.com. Let's go to the phones here. Phone lines are open, 1-800-969-9352. Let's check in with the beautiful Florida Keys and our good friend, Capt. Mike Perry. Michael, how are you?
Hey, Mike. Hey, Dylan. How you guys doing today?
Another day in paradise, brother. How are you?
We're good. Fluffy Waffles checking in.
Yeah. You guys, the show that makes Captain Mike Perry hungry.
That's what we're here for, brother.
Well, the Keys fishing has been fantastic. The wahoo and the sailfish are steadily moving in, like I've been saying, but we've been picking up some sailfish, some wahoo. I was able to actually leader and boat a nice blue marlin. I think I sent you a picture, Mike. We got a nice one there. Surprise, came up out of the water and had a very experienced angler on the rod who had caught some big billfish before. So I was blessed in that whole situation. And
nice.
Snapper, grouper. Dylan, I actually had a question for you. I'm hearing rumblings that down the road there might be some kind of long-term block on gag grouper because a lot of the gag grouper being caught are females.
Yeah, so
males. Definitely
more than just rumblings. That's occurring. So we talked about that quite a bit last week when Captain Moore called in, and definitely is a thing that's coming up with the stock assessment going on right now for gag grouper. They're finding about anywhere from 2 to 5% of the gag grouper in the Gulf of Mexico are male. So super low numbers. And that's a study done by FWRI, the research branch of the FWC. And most of that was done right here in Tampa Bay area. So very upsetting to see the low numbers of male gag grouper in the Gulf. So they're concerned about the reproductivity of the stock and then the overall decline in biomass or just average size of the population of gag grouper. So the stock assessment's not going well. It's looking pretty negative. And that's going on now. Right. It'll become final in November, reviewed by the council. That's something they're going to be talking about this coming week at the council meeting. But keep in mind, again, how we were talking earlier, this process is very slow. So we likely would not see any changes until end of 2022 or maybe even not until 2023. So for now, enjoy your gags while you got them.
Wow, that's crazy. You got about 30. You got about 30 seconds, Mike.
Real quick, the reason I ask that, guys, is people out there don't know what happens in the Gulf, folks, bleeds over into the Atlantic in the Keys, and what happens in the Atlantic bleeds over into the Gulf. So we have to watch both Atlantic and Gulf fisheries. So that's why I asked that question. So thanks a lot. I appreciate that. I missed that part. And again, guys, you want to come down to the Keys, come on down, man. We're open.
Tell everybody real quick the phone number. Got about 10 seconds.
813-434-8086. CaptainMichael47gmail.com. Won't be there this week because it's Fantasy Fest. I'm getting out of here tomorrow.
Smart man.
Good call. Great call, Michael. We appreciate you, brother. Good stuff for sure right there. Phone lines are open, 1-800-969-9352. We'll be back.
Come on, babe, we'll take you away. Relocate me to some sunny day.
News, traffic, and weather. Top and bottom of every hour.
News Radio WFLA, an iHeart radio station.
Florida's job market is almost back to pre-pandemic levels. The state has gained more than 1 million jobs since April of.
That's weird. podcasts all the time. And I was like, this is a long answer, but I'll try to squeeze it in.
And I almost screwed up and asked you, I mean, how does that happen?
What? The male
That you
population?
just end up with more dudes than you do chicks.
More chicks than dudes.
Or more, the male's bad, right. So, how do you end up with all that ass? All that ass running around, no dudes.
I forget the term, but gags change sex. So they start life, I believe, as male. I'm not 100% sure, but they start life as one sex, and then they change sex. And a majority of bigger gags are females.
Right.
That's
sense.
normal.
Like
and then a small population will change and become dominant male gags. And those rusty belly gags, those trophy gags that get that black, that's a male gag. So they become dominant apex predators, and they dominate a wreck or a ledge, and they are top dog. And that's all the female gags on that area are his, and that they become the apex alpha male of that area. And there's supposed to be one of those for each little area, you know. And sometimes there's a collection of those male gags at spawning aggregation sites and stuff like that. And so the belief is, as those big aggressive male gags have been more and more targeted and more easily targeted with improving tackles and technologies and spearfishing and all that stuff, it's basically removing the males at too high of a rate, because the population can adapt. If that big male is harvested, one of the biggest females can change sex and then fill that role. And it takes a little bit of time, but they can, the population can accommodate that. So it's not necessarily terrible that big males are being removed, but they're being removed at such a high rate that the population isn't able to keep up.
Dive people, man, I'm telling you.
Well, dive people, but also just wreck fisheries in general. I mean, those big males predominantly hang out in deeper water. And, I mean, when I was a kid, or I always say that and people laugh, but when I was 15 years old on these 39-hour trips, you go out to the middle grounds, you might see 2 other boats on a 39-hour trip. Now, in the summertime, you'll see 40 boats out there. And everybody's got a big yellowfin or contender and trips. What you need? Oh, I don't have that. But yeah, it's I think just the ability of everybody to go deeper or further, and the spot lock GPS motors, the side scan sonars, all this technology makes fishermen more efficient and lowers the learning curve. So you're becoming more efficient.
Spearfishing has become so popular, and those guys can go down there, and it's not like us fishing a piece.
Dude, spearfishing is very difficult. But the good guys, I agree.
No, I'm not saying it's easy, but I'm just saying you get on a piece that's covered in fish, you can go, no, oh yeah.
But like a big mutton or a big gag, like I'm a diver. I like spearfishing, and I couldn't go down there and shoot a big rusty belly. I'm not the best spear fisherman, but I mean, you have to be really good, and there's not that many that are. And those who are really good, like if you go to the St. Pete Open, it's all big rusty belly gags.
Right.
But I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things that how often do they do that compared to like a recreational angler? Because I think I would argue a recreational hook and line angler is out there more, and I don't know. It's a hard conversation.
Yeah, I don't
think you can blame one sector or the other. I think we need to come up with some sort of way to maybe. It's tough because you can't have a catch and release offshore fishery. You can't just say, oh, you can't keep male gags for 2 years, because that would be helpful, but you catch a big 30-pound gag that took 5 minutes to get up off a bottom out of 200 foot of water. If you don't know what you're doing and you don't know how to properly vent him or descend using a descending device.
Even if you do, I'll bet your loss rate is still fairly high.
It's somewhat high, but you'd be surprised. I mean, my buddy caught a Kitty Mitchell grouper, a speckled hind, in 480 foot of water. and it was on a research trip with FWI scientists. They took it off the hook normally. They took some samples from it. They didn't get it right back in the water quickly. They used a descending device, sent it back down, tagged. It was caught like 8 months later in 800 foot of water. It had grown in size and was healthy. Out of 500 foot of water, they caught this big fish.
Wow.
Tagged it, sat it on deck, sampled it, and then were able to return it to bottom, and it lived. That was eye-opening.
That's impressive.
Yeah. So descending devices work
Oh,
if used
I
properly.
believe that. Yeah, for sure.
So that's the big thing too, is just getting people to use the stuff.
Who we got?
Because, let's face it, our reputation is the number one reason why. At Bartow, we're different, and we prove it. WFLA News is brought to you
Boo.
by the Holland Group Retirement Wealth Advisors. Tell your smart
Boo.
folks to play WFLA
Boo.
on iHeartRadio. This is News Radio WFLA. This is the Bartow Ford Real Animals Radio Show. Presented by Hubbard's Marina. Now your captains, Mike Anderson and Dylan Hubbard.
Welcome back. Friday, October 29th. There's going to be an antique fishing tackle show up at the Plantation on Crystal River. That's at 9301 West Fort Island Trail there in Crystal River. If you haven't been to the Plantation yet on Crystal River, I highly recommend you do. I love that place. Friday, it's going to start 10 a.m. to 4. Saturday, it's going to be 9 a.m. to 4. Adult tickets are $5. 12 and under are free, but they're going to now, this is open to the public. Vintage tackle displays containing rare lures, rods, reels, and other fishing memorabilia. Free appraisals if you have a bunch of old tackle that you've been hanging on to and are just kind of wondering what you got, or if you're looking to sell it. This would be a place to go check out. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff with Citrus County. Discover Crystal River just came on as a partner for Real Animals, so super excited to bring all that information to you. We've also got coming up in November, it's going to be the 20th of November. We're doing our Fishing for Hope food drive again. Captain Bill Miller started this many, many years ago, probably 15 years ago or so, somewhere in there. Capt. Mel Berman was at our very first one, and we know February will be 12 years, I think, since we lost Mel. So it's at least 13, 14, 15 years ago, somewhere in there, that this food drive has been happening. 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. We're going to be at the Metropolitan Ministries Holiday Tent. Again, you know how near and dear this is to our hearts. The greatest food needs for the holiday season: yams, cereal, stuffing, cranberry sauce, frozen turkeys, frozen hams, frozen chicken, all that stuff you can bring in frozen. They've got freezers on site. Metropolitan Ministries is an unbelievable place. They do great things. They feed a lot of people. It often touches my core a little bit when you stop to think about the greatness of this country, how much we have, how much we do, all the things we're capable of, and yet we have people in our own
don't get me started
in our own backyard that are having trouble feeding their families.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really unbelievable. So Metropolitan Ministries is a great organization. Hopefully, as usual, the fishing community will come out and join us for this great event, because it's a great event. We'll talk more about that as we get closer. We'll have Captain Bill Miller on with us that morning.
Awesome.
November 20th, he'll join Dylan and I here for to talk about that event and what it means to him, all that good stuff. So we'll have a legend in here, Captain Bill Miller.
The man.
Yeah, one of the Mount Rushmore faces, in my opinion, of Tampa Bay fishing, Captain Bill Miller. And then my good friend Bobby Lane, one of the greatest bass fishermen in the country, part of the legendary Lane family out there in Polk County. The Bobby Lane Cup, 10th annual. It's going to be December 4th out at Camp Mac. That's a Guy Harvey Resort. Registration opened up on August 1st. There's no entry fees. Seniors who graduated in 2021 are eligible to fish the tournament. Deadline to register and receive a shirt is past us, actually. So that's great. So I'm plugging that for no reason. But I'm going to be there. So if you want to come out and check it out, come on out and check it out because I'm going to be there.
And fishing tournaments are always fun.
Yeah, they are. That one's a unique one because it's out at Camp Mac. Bobby Lane puts it on, so it's just a very neat tournament.
Yeah.
I went out there last year. We didn't do it because of COVID. The year before I was there, and it was just a great thing. You know, the Bobby Lane, the Lane family in general, but Bobby, Chris, I mean, they're absolute studs. And to see how much they give back, how much they dial into the kids and all that is pretty impressive. You know, I mean, when you got guys that are, you know, top 50, top 100, top 150 in the country.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at what they do.
For bass fishing.
Yeah, for bass fishing.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty impressive. And that's a competitive, you know.
Extremely competitive.
It's very competitive. So it's very cool stuff. So
I didn't mean that negatively.
No, it
might have come across that way, but I didn't mean it.
It did a little. Bobby's probably on his way over here right now to talk to you. Let's go to the phone lines here. Let's check in with our good friend William up there in Crystal River. William, how are you?
Hey, Captain's doing fine. Hope you guys are doing well. Two things struck a chord with me. One is about the decrease in males in grouper. I thought that species had a capacity to change sex.
Yes.
If there's not enough males around, the females turn into males. Now, isn't that a fact?
Yes, it is a fact, and that is true. The problem is they can't do it quick enough is the understanding. FWRI launched this research project, and I believe it was spanning about 4 to 5 years, and they hired a bunch of local captains, different times of the year, varying areas, and they continued to sample different cross sections of the fishery, and that's what they continually found was these low numbers of male gags. Now the question is, and the argument is this how it's supposed to be? Is this how it's always been? Or is this a problem? And so that's what's ongoing now, and that's what FWRI is working on, and that's one tenet of the stock assessment. But I think in my earlier rushed discussion on this is I might have leaned on that a little too much. The main issue is the overall decline in biomass or numbers of fish in the Gulf, and we've seen it. I think personally fisheries are very cyclical, meaning that you'll have a big spike and all of a sudden you have a really good couple years of fish, and then all of a sudden you have a big downcrease or downtrend, and then fishing gets tough. But the concern with grouper specifically, gag grouper, red grouper, they're very west coast of Florida oriented. They're mostly Eastern Gulf caught. They're not really caught in other parts of the Gulf too much. So they're right along the West Florida Shelf, it's called, which is basically from the eastern panhandle down to the Keys. That's the West Florida Shelf. That's why Tampa Bay and Johns Pass is the grouper capital of the world, or at least it was at one time, because most of the grouper are caught right here. It's the grouper mecca, if you will, and we're hard hit with these red tides. And so some of the concern with red grouper and gag grouper too are when we have these episodic events of red tide, especially super concentrated red tides. They're concerned about its influence. So there's a lot of questions that are going on with this gag grouper fishery, and with decreasing numbers of gags, a lot of these questions are kind of trying to be vetted out, and they're trying to do more science to try to figure out these questions. So overall,
it would be nice to figure out what caused that to happen. In other words, they seem to have a built-in safety valve to where if there's not enough males, they could turn themselves into males. Now,
and that's why a lot of people,
there's a lot of liquid volume out there, and it's hard to take an assessment of what the total fishery is with just partial assessments.
Exactly.
So my thoughts are there might be other female fish turning into males more than we realize in different areas that we're not taking assessment from.
Yep.
Now, my other question is, you asked us to come up with a new name for the cycle of what you do to test about the fish being in an area.
Mm-hmm.
I came up with the word fish sense. In other words, where's the sense? Where's the sense of my fish? Where's the science of my fish? In other words, so I came up with fish sense. Fish sense.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's what I wanted to bring up, guys. I hope the next time you hear these words spoken, you're saying them fish on, and thank you for being there for us.
Thank you.
Thank
Great
you.
call, William. Hold on. And before we're going to go to Ron at Ron's Tackle Box, Did you say episodic?
Episodic.
Listen, you said downcrease at one point in that conversation and then episodic at another point in that conversation. And this is what I want to be clear on, okay? You can say downcrease, which makes no sense.
I said
that
downtrend. I fixed it.
I know you did, but you can talk like that because that kind of fits in with me because I'm not really super well. Episodic, bro? If you're going to start this whole C.A. Richardson big word thing, bro, we're going to have to reevaluate this partnership, dude, because I'm not the big word guy. I'm the dumb redneck dude sitting over here that barely got out of high school, lucky to have a job in radio. If you're going to start all this big word stuff showing me up, then we're going to – you follow me, Rob? You follow me? Rob's looking at me like, I get it.
I don't get paid enough to look up the definition for your words online.
I mean, dude's really smart, and maybe this is a bad partnership because he's just going to they're going to be like, how come Dylan uses all those cool words and the other guy just sounds dumb?
I'm not awake enough for this.
Seriously, bro. You got to work with me.
I'm trying.
All right, work with me, okay?
Right.
Showing me up, dude. What's up? Let's go to the phone. Let's check in with Ron at Ron's Tackle Box. Ronnie, how are you, my friend?
Doing good. Good morning.
How are things? How are things in beautiful Lake Alfred?
Things are doing great here. Spec fishing's great. It's picking up already. It's early. Thank you. And
he's ordering food.
Unbelievable.
He's at Waffle House.
Waffle House.
But I'm done.
You're good, buddy.
Anyhow, spec fishing's early, and it's doing great. They're catching big ones right now. It's always in the first part of the season, the bigger ones are biting for some reason.
Nice.
So it's been good. Lake Haynes, Lake Rochelle, on the North Winter Haven chain. The South chain's good. Fishing the canals.
Do you know if they've gotten up? Have they gotten up shallow, Ronnie, or are they still catching them, 15 foot of water?
They're a little bit both.
Okay.
Most of the guys are just drifting right now, doing real good. Nighttime fishing is fantastic. You could do real well at night, but the daytime, just drifting. And mainly minnows. First part of the season, minnows are your best, and as it gets colder, using jigs works well.
I'm going to try to get out to Stream Song again this year and fish that glory hole for some of those big specs that were in there last year. It was so much fun. So much fun. I actually just purchased a couple new spec rods, the micros from Fluger.
Okay.
Yeah, little bitty fellas. Excellent. I'm like, ooh, doggy.
And for all of you guys listening and watching on Facebook Live, I'm going to hide GoPros on Mike's truck because I want to see him carry one of those little micro rods to his little dinghy with him and Big Ben.
I will. I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it. It looks so silly
make
in
a
my
whole
hand,
segment.
I'm sure, but that would make a whole segment.
Have you done an episode?
I've done it. We did one years ago. Ben Marshall and I did one out there on some of the Mosaic pits. We did a spec show. That was fun. Ben and I catching these specs was pretty funny. But we crushed them. I mean, just like from the first cast, it was either a spec or a bass on every cast. It was just amazing. And then last season 15 of Real Animals TV, I was doing a bass show, and the camera guys were running a little behind. So, and I had just brought some of my spec stuff, so I was just working the shoreline, catching specs, and I was giggling like I'm like, this is so much fun, dude, on that light tackle. I mean, I just don't think it gets any better than that. I really don't. It's so awesome.
I almost got kicked out of a Disney resort trying to work the shoreline at a golf course.
Can you imagine Dylan getting kicked out of the golf course, Ron? That's perfect. I get it.
Oh, I've done that myself.
Right.
When I was a kid up north, I fished golf courses, and I tried to get out there before daylight. Worked pretty good.
What else you got going on out there, Ronnie?
Bass fishing's picking up. Nothing real big on the bass, but some real nice 3-4 pound fish, which is a nice fish. Plenty of them, and I think we're going to have a great season because we had a lot of water this season. The aquifers are up pretty good, and brought plenty of food to the lake, so that helps a lot. That's why I think we're having an early season, because there's plenty of food out there.
Yep, well, that's good. Awesome. That's good to hear. We like to hear that the fisheries are healthy and thriving, all that good stuff. Tell everybody how they can find you out there at Ron's Tackle Box out in beautiful Lake Alfred.
All right, I'm at 380 South Lake Shore Way, which is 1792. And my phone number is 863-956-4990. Come on out, and I'll lead you to the right lake. There's 554 of them out here.
You are my freshwater guru. Nobody does it better than you, Ronnie. We appreciate you.
Thanks, guys.
Have a great weekend. All right, buddy.
You too.
Thanks, pal. Good stuff right there. Ron Shelfo out there at Ron's Tackle Box.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you.
Freshwater guru.
Speckled perch.
Crappie.
It's time. Crappie. It's a crappie. I like Specs. Specs is kind of a cool name, isn't it?
I don't know.
It's not a big enough word, probably, for old big word over here. Old Captain Fluffy college stuff going on. All that silliness. 1-800.
I don't even know what to say.
I don't either.
I'm just staying quiet.
1-800-969-9352. That's your phone number. We'll be back. Light them up.
Sure would be nice.
Clear cut, straight.
It's a great word.
If you're not saying episodic, like, oh, these red tides that keep happening every now and again at random intervals.
It was a phenomenal word. I just never heard it before. I knew exactly what you meant, and I was impressed, but I'm like, no, we got to curb this shit, bro, because it's getting out of control. Too many big-ass words, bro. People are going to be like, oh, yeah, that fishing show that's on Saturday, the really smart dude and the dumb guy, that's what's going to happen. That's where we're going to be headed, bro. That's coming. Oh, yeah, I've listened to that. One smart guy and one dumb guy. Yeah.
So, but that speaks highly of you. That reflects well on you because you're the one who went out and partnered with the right people. You're the smart one. You're the smartest.
Good twist, bro.
Yeah.
Good twist.
What's that old saying? You want to work with people smarter than you to make yourself look better.
Surround yourself with good people and good shit will happen.
Exactly.
See? You went to say it all smooth like, and I said it redneck.
But that's what makes the show good.
I agree. I've said that in the middle of a seminar with CA before.
Yeah.
And CA will explain some shit, and I'm looking at the crowd like, you know, I said it the same. I said the exact same thing. Same thing. Just not as sexy. Homeboy said it all sexy. I said it all redneck. Same point. No difference in what we just said.
Why doesn't anybody respect me? That's hilarious. Yeah, that gag grouper thing is one thing, but Amberjack is the other thing that people might want to pay attention to. Because that one's not cyclical. That one has just gone into the dumpster and stayed in the dumpster.
What's that?
Amberjack fishing.
What about it?
It's not as prevalent because obviously it's not kind of something that Tampa Bay guides are worried about because you don't get them in shallow, only out deep. But the Amberjack fishery is in the dumpster.
Is it?
Yeah, and the dumpster is lit on fire. It's bad. Yeah. They've been slowing down, and now it's like very difficult to find them. I mean, I can remember back when I was 10, 15, even 20 years old, you'd go out there and you'd have trips where we had 60 head, 70 head of jacks, especially when I was real young. And now, like, a really, really good trip is like 20, 25 jacks. So it's just definitely a huge decrease in the fishery overall. And they've tried, I think, 3 times now to set up a rebuilding plan for them, and each time the rebuilding plan fails. And I think it just failed for a 3rd time. So, definitely a bad thing coming.
Yeah, that ain't good.
Hospitalizations of young people have tripled since the start of summer. Also a fact, vaccines are highly effective in preventing hospitalizations and deaths, even from the Delta variant.
Well, there's a lot of pressure out there.
Yeah,
a lot of pressure.
Talk to a doctor.
Especially on jacks, because you can go to those public wrecks and reefs and target them pretty easily, especially if you chum them up to the surface.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Oh.
A little slow there.
Yeah. Bartow Ford Real Animals Radio Show, presented by Hubbard's Marina. Now Dylan Hubbard.
Welcome back. Short segment here before the top of the hour. First hour flew by here this morning. Captain Mike Anderson along with my partner in crime here, Captain Dylan Hubbard from beautiful Hubbard's Marina there at Johns Pass. Interesting week this week. This week coming up with that weather coming in, and then last week, Wednesday, I was down in Charlotte Harbor. So it's just like Palm Harbor. Fishing with Aussie Fisher out of South Seas.
I saw that.
Dude, let me tell you what. So, first 4 baits in the water. 37-inch snook, 35-inch snook, 2 33s.
That's awesome.
First 4 baits in the water. Like, hello.
See, I see your posts, and I've started following your posts obviously a lot more now, and it makes me want to just go.
Oh, now that we're partners, you follow me more?
I kind of ignored you before. But it makes me want to just travel around the state of Florida and try all these different great fisheries that we have. And like I've always, since I left college, because prior to college, I never freshwater fished. And you're young and you think you know everything. Oh, freshwater fishing. Ugh.
Yeah.
But then I went to college and I was like, this bass fishing is pretty fun.
It is fun.
And got really into it while I was at UCF and landlocked. And then moving back here, I haven't really done it at all. So I see some of this stuff like the peacock bass. And
I haven't done peacock bass yet.
Yeah.
That looks very cool to me.
I would go down there and hire a guide and get the shiners. And I want to catch one of those big
I want to catch one artificial. Peter Miller, if you follow Peter Miller from Peter Miller Fishing, great guy. Been a friend of mine now for years in the TV business. Does a great show, great personality. He's one of those guys in the TV business that really kind of, to be just perfectly honest with you, he really kind of pisses me off. I mean, he makes me really, really mad because the dude was an underwear model, bro. So when I got him on the podcast, I had him on the Real Animals podcast, I'm like, bro, that's really not fair, dude. Because you know when you're an underwear model and you walk into the office and you got the lady, the receptionist sitting there, and Peter Miller bats his eyes and says, I'd like to get in to see Mr. Jones and talk to him about my show. She's like, whatever you want, Peter. Come on in, sweetheart. You're looking good today. You know what I mean? Big old dumb redneck walk in like me, and homegirl's like, nope, not happening, dude.
Hey, I think you're pretty. Well,
you're all right. You're sweet. But anyway, he's always catching them. Peter Miller is always catching them.
Yeah,
like always posting.
But that's the beauty of Florida. I mean, you're perfect example. You're going to the Bahamas. That's 60, 80 miles off the coast of Miami, and then we have the Keys. You have the Big Bend area. You have Crystal River, Homosassa. You have
Space Coast, Jacksonville,
St. Augustine. There's just so much fishery.
We are
Lakeland.
spoiled here.
Okeechobee. There's so many areas that have. I mean, we didn't mention the Everglades. Yeah,
there's that.
Hello,
Steinhatchee.
Yeah, Steinhatchee is another one. It's just there's so many cool areas to travel around. You could spend your whole life and not cover it all.
You know what? And I'm going to use this as an opportunity to tell people to join CCA Florida.
Yep.
Because think about what you just said. Think about what you just covered. How much incredible estuary we have in this state. If we don't protect it and we don't take care of it,
look at the Indian River Lagoon.
I'm telling you. I mean, and the Mogan man, he's done a great job over there working on that. The clam restoration project that he's been working on. We need to stay proactive.
Yep.
We really do. CCA Florida is doing a lot of great things, but man, we need some help. We need
November
some help. You got
11th.
a banquet. Yeah, you got a banquet coming up.
November 11th.
Pinellas County banquet. Pinellas County needs to show out for that banquet too, by the way. County that's almost entirely surrounded by water. It should be one of the biggest banquets in the state.
Definitely.
Yeah, it really should. We need to get involved. So ccaflorida.org to get all the information you need right there. And way to team me up for that. Nice.
Yeah,
you're getting the hang of this radio thing. You're going to be good at this someday. Just telling you.
Someday.
1-800-969-9352. Again, it's 1-800-969-9352. Let them up. We'll be back. Oh, dear God, baby Jesus.
Oh, now they put a warning at the end of our show, too.
Oh, bueno.
Available everywhere
Oh, that's funny.
Good smart.
Radio podcasts all in one. News radio.
Holy moly, it's 7 o'clock.
That shit flew by.
Yeah. What do we have? So, November 11th, CCA banquet. The other thing is November 6th, we've got a fishing conversation, and you haven't talked about your Tuesday, October 26th one either.
I have not. That's this Tuesday.
Yep.
Where did you?
As that officer is observing this,
look
the
at you.
subject in that car jumped out of his car and opened fire. He struck the officer's vehicle several
Steve
times.
Benton? Is that how you've been promoting it?
Isn't that what you told me?
It's Keith Benson.
You told me Steve Benson.
I don't know it's Steve Benson. Why would I tell you that?
Oopsie. All right. That's what I heard on the phone.
That's awesome.
Keith
Benson.
Benson. Benson.
Republican leadership is going after individual.
I apologize. Keith Benson.
It doesn't make any sense. Where's the pro-business, anti-regulation party now?
Polsky has also made news this week when she
Now I'm regretting making that for you. You wouldn't have known. I could have just kept mispronouncing it.
Awesome.
comes on the heels of Florida First Lady Casey DeSantis' announcement of her breast cancer diagnosis.
That's awesome.
Orlando Fire Chief Benjamin Barksdale has resigned. He's been on leave.
Next time you call me and tell me a name over the phone, I'm gonna be like, you're gonna have to.
I'm gonna text it to you.
me.
Yeah.
Seemingly intoxicated and demanded to use the bathroom.
Oh dear God. Uh oh.
He then assaulted the owners.
Hotline. That's gonna be Jim Fogel.
No introduction needed.
No.
DeSantis announced yesterday the state will join Orange County firefighters who are suing the county over its employee vaccine mandate. Battalion Chief Stephen Davis was fired this week for not complying with the terms of the mandate.
Oh dear God.
Jerry Jennings says, "Bring it on." And he adds,
So, besides what's on my list there, that small event thing,
Yep.
November 20th, Fishing for Hope is the only thing I'm missing coming up that you want me to promote next week.
We're gonna do December 2nd.
Yeah.
From 6 to 7 p.m. I'm going to be doing a virtual fishing conversation out at Bartow Ford.
6 to 7 p.m. virtual at Bartow.
Tuesday, February 22nd, we're going to start live fishing conversations at Bartow Ford.
In person?
Yes. It's a really long drive for you, but I'm obviously not going to do my first live back at Bartow without offering it to you first.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a long drive, though, bro.
Yeah, that's on I-4, right?
Yeah, it's off I-4.
Yeah.
It's like you'd go I-4 and then come south a little bit. It's out there, bro.
I'll look at it.
So,
no, I'd love to.
but you let me know. I mean, if I'm gonna do, and again, it doesn't bother me if you're like, yeah, go fuck yourself. I get it. But
No, Tuesday nights are good for me.
22nd's the last, I think, in February.
The December 2nd event's not good. I have a release mortality
That's okay.
symposium.
I don't want to. I mean, I'm not damn sure I'm gonna beat you up for two of them, and that's a 1 hour virtual.
Yeah.
I'll get one of them. I'll get some redneck from out there.
Steve Benton's available.
I heard he was. Heard he wasn't a very good speaker, but
Is that February 22nd, 6:30?
We're probably gonna push it. It might be 6:30 to 8:30 or something like that, or 7 to 9, somewhere in there. We're working on the details, and I don't want to start plugging that yet too much because I'm waiting for. We just need a kumbaya from.
All right, I'm just gonna delete it for now then.
Yeah, I'm gonna do wait for a final kumbaya from Benny.
But December 2nd is on.
Yeah, that was
6
on.
to 7 p.m.
And they close at 7. That's why I'm only doing an hour.
And
And
that's
I'm hoping to
virtual.
do this live. I'm hoping to get some food sponsors and have to bring food into that bitch and all kinds of shit.
December 2nd though is virtual.
Yeah, it's just virtual.
Okay.
Just virtual. Is that Jim Fogel? Biden's border crisis. What will he do?
Dude, I may or may not have had a little bit of whiskey last night and spent a lot of money on my favorite website. It's called AmericanAF.com or AAF.com.
Tonight, we stay dry.
Best website ever. If
What?
you like ironic political t-shirts. And you can go way, way, way one spectrum, or you can just ride that line, and that's where I buy all my t-shirts. Like I have a Joe Exotic 2020 shirt back when the election was going on.
Joe Exotic.
I have Steak and Whiskey 2020 shirt. Yeah, you gotta buy some new election.
Brandon, how about Brandon?
Brandon, what do you mean?
The Biden thing? That's
Oh, yeah. I bought a Let's Go Brandon shirt last night. That's just awesome.
It's crazy, dude. You're absolutely cracking me up, bro.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah, shit.
$8 a gallon gas hit in a part of California.
I saw that.
$8 a gallon.
There was somebody put it on Facebook and said something about Biden, and I commented in Mahoney style. I was like, isn't that the same state that Harris is from? Asking for a friend. I'm like, yeah, nice job. Good choice for vice president from California.
Did you see that they, Nolan or whatever the governor's name is there, they outlawed small engines. So like by 2023, you can't have small engines. So like basically they made mowing your grass illegal unless you use an electric lawnmower. Yeah. It's crazy.
I love them, dude. They're so smart.
Welcome to the Bartow Ford Real Animals Radio Show, your weekly voyage into Florida fishing. Presented by Hubbard's Marina. Hosted by Captain Mike Anderson and Captain Dylan Hubbard.
Welcome back. Second hour here. We're rolling in. This Tuesday night, going to be doing a virtual fishing conversation from none other than Furman Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Newport Richey. That's on the corner of 19 and 54. Keith Benson, my good friend up there, Captain Keith, will be my guest. We're going to get in there and talk a little fishing. And hopefully, probably, I think we're scheduled 6 to 7:30.
I have it written down for 6:30 to 8, but apparently you can't trust my notes.
A little shady on the note side. Really good at big words, bad at taking notes. Not a good listener.
Yeah. Dyslexia is real. It's a real thing.
Working on his Steve Benson issues, or Keith Benson. Whatever.
I had Steve Benton written down. I apologize, Captain Keith Benson.
Keith Benson, yes. He will be my guest, and it will be a good one. Great guide from up there in that area, and up there in Newport Richey, Palm Harbor, Clearwater, all that stuff. He's really, really good up there. Fishes a skinny water boat and a bay boat, so always does a great job. I really look forward to sitting there and talking to him. 6:30 to 8 is probably pretty correct. By the time I get up there from leaving Riverview, I'll have aged a whole year, but it's okay. It's worth the trip. The amount of I like Jeeps, dude. Do you ever want a Jeep?
Absolutely not.
No.
Mm-mm.
Why?
I don't think
curious.
I can say it on the radio.
I don't even know why I asked him. The dude don't even like Waffle House. So I don't even know why.
No, I take that back. I wanted a Jeep for like 30 seconds when I was 15. And then I started looking at them. I'm like, why is it so expensive to buy these old beat up Jeeps? And then I started finding this Jeep culture. And I'm like, yeah, this isn't for me. I'll go back to a truck. And then I tried to buy a Ford truck at 15, and I ended up finding a BMW that I tricked my dad because he didn't want me to have a V8 or a vehicle with more than 200 horsepower. I found a specific year that BMW didn't ship M5s from Germany, so they stuck the M5 motor into the 540i, and I got 285 horsepower to the back wheels out of a V8 engine in a sleeper old school BMW 540i. And that was what I bought myself for my first car. Yeah. I had to buy my first car, but yet I still had rules on what I could buy.
That's how it should be, son.
Yeah, exactly. I love my dad.
Yeah, right. We all do. But anyhow, I think Jeeps are cool, and I don't really want a Jeep. I'm not probably going to.
If you stop driving that F-250 outside and get a Jeep, we would have problems.
I get it. You'd no longer be friends.
Yeah.
I get it. I'm down. I didn't say I wanted to give up my F-250 diesel.
You lose your redneck card.
Yeah, for sure.
Mahoney would come take it from you.
Oh, there's no doubt. No doubt. No doubt. The old Jeep with the Salt Life sticker.
Oh,
no, that would not go over big. That was not go over big. That's not my point. My point is that Furman Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Newport Richie has some really cool-looking Jeeps. That's where I was going with that. I thought for sure you'd play along. Boy, it's just,
nope.
This relationship stuff, it takes work. Okay, we're working through this stuff. Okay, we're trying to eliminate some of the big words and some. I mean, you know what I missed the last 2 weeks? Probably more than just about anything. Not being here, other than you, Rob Roman, and you, Captain Dylan Hubbard, the sweet talking voice of one Captain Jim Fogel. Jim, how are you this morning? We need a safe boating tip. What's up, buddy?
Listen, I'm a little concerned that Captain Mike is showing some animus toward Captain Dylan's.
You're going to use big words too now? Huh? Now you're going to big word me too? What is the deal?
He's in control of the dump button.
Is
morning.
I know? Is this like anti-redneck Mike Day? Is that what's going on here? What is the deal?
You were gone. You goofed off for a couple of weeks there.
Yeah, we got to get you a fancy word by the end of the show.
Right, let's do that. Could you? I need a fancy one that's only like 3 letters though, so I can spell it and say it properly.
Yeah. All right. Good. Well, I'm glad you're back.
It's good to be back, my friend. Good to hear your voice, Jim Fogel.
Thank you. Same here. Yeah, I thought this morning I want to talk for a second about sheltered water boats. Some boats are just not made for open waters. Most pontoon boats, many tri-toon boats, houseboats, flats and bass boats, and many of the deck boats are made for waters that are not as vulnerable to strong winds and or 3 to 5 foot waves. If there's an ability for the wind to get under that bow, under that front deck up there, it's not a good thing. If the water line is extremely low, it's also very wet. So boats should show extreme care in open water. And even Tampa Bay, it's 10, 12 miles across Tampa Bay in certain areas. And it can get pretty gnarly out there. These boats with those kind of hulls should not be out in them. They should take particular care. All of us should take care, as we've talked before about being out on the open waters. But these boats are just not made for that, and you can get in trouble real quick.
Well, and the weather here changes so fast, Jim. I think that's what people don't really realize is that you can go from a beautiful day on the water to a storm rolling in the afternoon that will absolutely blow your mind. I mean, I've got caught out there myself before where you're like, I look at my customers and be like, I really thought, I didn't see this coming. Like, where did this come from? I mean, just like you hit a light switch and the weather changes here in Florida, so you got to be careful and paying attention.
Yeah. And a lot of our waters, are shallow. And, of course, when they're shallow water, then the waves don't have any ability to, get rid of their force when they're going down. And so they're, got an interval of like 1 second or something like that. So not only do they get big, but they also beat you to death because it's like being inside of a washing machine or something.
Yeah, no doubt. Good stuff, Jim. Well done.
All right. Thank you, guys, for the Coast Guard Auxiliary in St. Pete. It's Jim Fogel. Appreciate your time, and be safe out there.
Thank you, my friend. Great job, Jimmy. Love me some Captain Jim Fogel. Again, that
He's
voice.
The man.
He is the man. That's
He called last week to tell us about a new rule, how they're making regulations on how you have to slow down if you see emergency vessels like a police boat, or if you see someone working on a bridge or a barge at work. I'm like, you have to make regulations over this? And we launched into a whole thing about how ridiculous it is that you have to regulate common sense and ethics on the water.
Yeah.
Sad.
Yeah, I get that.
So I love Jim Fogel, but sometimes he makes me sad with our society.
Right. Yeah. That whole common sense not being so common thing is a true theme for sure. Phone lines are open, 1-800-969-9352. I find it interesting, I think we talked about this on the air, but over there at the Terra Verde Bridge, the new Terra Verde Bridge, they were doing some work one day, and I was coming through there with customers, and the guy on the barge starts barking at me as I'm coming through there to slow down. I'm like, dude, he's like, I got divers in the water. I had divers in the water. And I'm looking at him like, first of all, bro, I'm not going that fast. Second of all, how about a dive flag, dude?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Same thing happened to me one day on a charter.
And I guess they weren't actually divers. They were just swimmers working in the water. When Jim Fogle was saying you need a different flag for that, like a blue flag, which I didn't know either, which, again, but still, you should let people know that are coming through there, bro, that you got people in the water somehow, some way. Again, I didn't think I was going very fast. I don't know. I'm usually pretty good at my slow zones. But, I might have been, I can't remember if the bite was good or not good, and maybe I was up a little more than I should be.
Yeah.
That could be. But either way, you got people in the water, dude. You need to let us know. Doesn't matter how slow I'm going. The prop's still turning.
Yep.
You got people in the water. I need to know they're in the water.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy.
Some way, somehow, you got to make sure you're being cautious and making other boaters aware of what's going on, and sharing your current status is helpful through your different day flags or day signs. And not a lot of people know them.
Yeah,
if they had that blue flag, it's like
I wouldn't have known.
Yeah,
I wouldn't know. I didn't even know that a blue flag existed for people in the water. I always just thought it was a dive flag. That's what we don't use a blue flag for scalloping, right?
Yeah, you use dive flag.
Just use a dive flag.
Because I was under the impression that if you have a mask and a snorkel on, you're diving. Whether you're got a scuba tank or you don't have a scuba tank, you're diving. That was my impression.
That's a good question for Jim Fogle. Good question. We'll have to remember to ask him that. So let's go to Richard on the South Shore, who's going to help poor Captain Mike with a big word. I need a big word, Richard. What you got for me?
We can't just throw erroneous big words in here to try to make you...
Erroneous now. Rob just...
Oh, no, Dylan. This one is just for Mike. It's easy to remember and applicable to many situations. The word would be modality. What was your fishing modality that day?
You know that word too?
Yeah.
I've never heard that word before. Go ahead. Tell me what does that mean?
Let him in, Dylan.
So basically, what's your mode of choice? Were you scuba diving? Were you spear fishing? Were you using hook and line? Fly fishing? What fishing mode were you using?
Modality. Wow. Thanks, Richard. That's great. Modality.
You're welcome.
I need that.
We'll talk to y'all later.
Hey, Richard, hold on a minute. Could you make this like a weekly segment? Is there any chance you could call us every week with a new word for me? Modality? And then
I don't know.
It's a lot to commit to.
I'm sensing a lack of commitment on your part, Richard.
Yeah.
I like you guys.
Might be a little more than you need to know.
That's a great call, my friend.
Isn't that blue and white flag, that's the international dive flag, right?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure exactly what Jim was referring to, but I believe there's...
Yeah, I believe that blue diagonally separated white is a international dive flag, and our red flag is just something we've made up kind of for the United States, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
That sounds right to me, but I think what Jim was referring to was specifically a work flag around barges, which is different from the international dive flag, but I'm not 100% sure.
All right, gentlemen, carry on.
Richard, thank you. That's good stuff right there. I appreciate Richard. Modality. That's great. Now, if I can just remember to use that word, that would be good. Rob's like, yeah, I don't see it happening.
I got a couple of words for you. We could talk about an hour after the break. It's totally up to you.
Well, what do you got? I mean, we got...
All right, so just for the sake of things, today's word, the dictionary word is bogus. That's not a big word.
No,
so
but-
I found a better word, odious.
Odious.
Which is the causing strong hatred or dislike. So if you do not like what Dylan has to say, you could say that it's very odious for him to come up with these
words.
weird words.
I don't think I would use it on Dylan. I might use it on National Marine Fisheries from time to time.
You're sounding very odious today.
Odious. God, modality, odious. I don't even know if I
The
can.
lane snapper closure was very odious.
I don't know if I can.
And bogus. I mean, today's word is bogus. I mean, that's kind of like a 90s term, right? But you could still use it.
I like it.
Yeah.
We're here to teach the people.
Mm-hmm.
I just,
word of the week.
Yeah. You know what? That's great. That's great. I'm inspired a little bit, actually. Richard. on
Mike
the side.
Mahoney says the blue flag is for working, the rainbow flag is for your Jeep. Epic.
That's right. Just what we need. Mike Mahoney chiming in. Sounds like Flim Flam to me.
He's awake.
Yeah, he is awake. Good stuff. 1-800-969-9352. Light him up. We'll be back. Because I know for a fact that Richard on the South Shore chewed me out one day on the Sunday show and made it quite clear that he had already quit listening to the Saturday show. And if I didn't cut it out, he was going to stop listening to the Sunday show too.
There you
But
go.
by golly, we got him back.
You won.
We got him back. That's good.
Fishing radio. There's not many choices out there.
No.
So we're the best of your limited choices.
Clearly the best, yeah.
The Fluffy Waffle Show.
Man, this thing is taking on a life of its own over here, dude.
My go-to big word is yardstick, Mahoney said. Oh, that's funny.
It is funny.
Call Suncoast Roofing Solutions today at 813-283-2544.
First it's a Jeep, then a salt life sticker and rod holders. I bet you'd probably be in the passenger seat. Beth would be the one behind the wheel.
Isn't that Mahoney? I knew it.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's what I was thinking when you brought it up. I was like, he's going to buy Beth a Jeep, isn't he? And then he's going to drive it.
No, Beth don't like them.
Oh, really? They don't ride nice.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
I just think they look kind of cool.
They do look cool when they're built right.
Yeah, and they're all tricked out. It's kind of a cool looking vehicle. Again,
some people go over the top with it.
Yeah, I've never been in one. Never for a big ride. I think, well, I have, but it was a long time ago.
And the Jeep Gladiator, that new like Jeep truck, like I when it came out, I was like, this is stupid. I wanted to hate it, but I've seen a couple that look really mean.
They tricked out. They look good.
But it's still kind of stupid. It's like such a small truck bed, and then you take a already small Jeep and made it smaller. So I don't know. It doesn't make sense, but it is a cool vehicle.
Yeah, and there's certain times of the year when taking the top off in Florida would be spectacular.
Yeah.
Some of these October mornings, you know.
To me, buying a Jeep is like buying Mr. Potato Head. You bought this like blank canvas, and now you got to spend another $80K to make it actually nice.
$80K.
It's crazy.
That's awesome.
I mean, it's out of the hand. All the different parts, and I mean, the headlights, the light bars, the top, the lift, the suspension, the body lift. It's crazy.
That's hysterical.
Starting to get into that with my truck, and it's crazy how much money you can spend.
Oh yeah,
stupid
for sure.
But I'm excited.
Are you? You getting tricky?
Oh, getting tricky with it. Yeah. Can't get new trucks, so I'll invest in the one I got.
I wish I didn't have to get in the back of mine all the time. If I didn't have to get in the back of mine so much, I'd put a lift kit on it. But
yeah,
I gotta get in it too much.
Yeah, I get into the back of mine by climbing up my tire, which is tough in the morning. 4:30 in the morning when I'm trying to get a drink out of my cooler in the back, I'm like, did I really need this?
Yeah.
But yeah, pulling rods in and out of it every day, that would get old. I see that.
I'm in it all the time. It just doesn't make sense.
Alan in St. Pete.
Good
Let's talk fishing.
Nice.
COVID hospitalizations of young
Is this a fishing show?
since the start of summer.
I guess so. Right?
Vaccines are highly effective.
It's news about fishing. It's a news program about fishing.
From the Delta.
The sports fishing is the next day.
Yes.
To a doctor.
Something like that. Something like that.
We can do this. Find vaccines
Woo.
at vaccines.
So does WDAE have cameras in the table or something?
No, we're doing it laptop.
So each one of you have a laptop?
I don't know if Mahoney's bringing his in or not, but when I'm there and Ben's there, we just set laptops up in front of us wherever and stream.
And you all log into
He
the
sends
same
an
thing?
email, yeah. Sends an email and you log into it and it's StreamYard.
StreamYard.
StreamYard, yeah.
Interesting.
Pat set it all up for us. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'll bring it. mean, let's do it. Let's try it.
Yeah.
It looks better.
Yeah.
Than doing it on the phone. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I brought that cord for you, too.
What cord? What cord?
I brought that cord for you, too.
What cord?
We'll talk about it after.
Welcome back. The Bartow Ford Real Animals Radio Show. Captain Michael Anderson, along with my good friend and partner in crime here, Captain D. Hubbs, Dylan Hubbard, joining me as well. If you haven't been by Hubbard's Marina yet to get on one of the big boats and do big boat party fishing better than any company in all of Florida, shame on you. Seriously, it's a great trip, dude.
It is fun.
It's a great trip. It's a great trip. I'm telling you, my first trip on the Hubbard's boat, when you get to manhandle a cheeseburger, seriously, like you're 40 miles out, and I mean, I had done a lot of fishing at this point, and I had never been on a boat where I'm like 40 miles from land, and somebody's like, "Would you like a cheeseburger?" What?
And a cold beer.
I can have a cheeseburger? Seriously. Rob's like, I get it.
I made the mistake, right? I got the meal plan, and that's kind of when you get on the boat, you get all the meals and stuff like that. You get a choice of sandwich, and I already had breakfast, so I don't know what I was thinking, but like I was out on the boat, it was like a nice morning. I was like, maybe I'll start with a breakfast sandwich. They were like, we're gonna start with bacon, egg, and cheese, right? And I'm like, all right. So I get that, and then I start eating it. I'm like, well, I'll pack it. I'll eat some of it, and then I'll fish and whatever. But then like about an hour or two later, they're like, remember that cheeseburger we were talking about? And I was like, damn, I forgot about the cheeseburger. So I missed my opportunity for that cheeseburger, Mike.
It's good.
So good, dude.
It's good.
Seriously. Best cheeseburger on the Gulf.
Especially with bacon.
It's just not even close. Let's go to the phones here. Let's go to Alan in St. Pete. Alan, how are you?
Doing good, Mike. How are you?
I am good, my friend. I am good. What you got for us?
Not a whole lot. Just been able to get out of this. Boy, this weather's been incredible.
It's getting better, right?
When you get the right tide, it's been phenomenal. But I haven't been doing real great on redfish and snook. Been catching a few trout, which was kind of early, but good. But the triple tail are coming back really strong.
Oh yeah!
Right now, I've been catching them on the all the markers in the intercoastal heading out Dunedin towards Anclote. They're out there.
That's
but
awesome.
Something that's been kind of surprising for me is the last time I went, I fished mostly the Northern Bay, and with these, I had big high tide in the morning, and that was it. There was no other tide, so no movement, so you couldn't find any water moving. But then I had just the best bucket of select shrimp you could ever ask for, and of course nothing's biting. But stopped at I got kind of frustrated heading home, and I said, well, we're going to stop here at Courtney Campbell and see what we can do. And some of the fattest mangrove snapper I've ever seen.
Oh, nice.
This time of year, I'm not used to really catching them in numbers, but boy, they tore it up, and they were fat.
I've heard good
things
about
that saved the
that
day. That's a great day to save a day.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's a great fish. If you can put a couple of those on the table and
that slack tide is a good time to target them too.
It is, yeah, for sure. Hey, that's a great report, my friend. Good job. I've been hearing good things about the mangrove snapper, and I've been hearing they were big in the bay here, even late.
Yeah,
we've had some big fish in the bay. So
we haven't had a big front to push them out.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe this week.
Well, we kept 10 of them, and we got about almost 3 3/4 pounds of fillets off 10 fish. So.
Wow,
nice, good ones.
That's a pretty good haul.
Yeah, nicely done, my friend. Nicely done. All right, buddy. Well, good report. I'm up against the break here. We appreciate what you do. Stay safe out there, and stay in touch with us. All right.
Yes, sir. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, Alan. Great job, buddy. Thank you. It's good stuff right there. One of
how do you find the redfish?
St. Pete's finest. How do you find the redfish?
Yeah, he was saying he was struggling to catch a bunch of them.
Well, I'll tell you what happened. What just opened? Stone crab season. Down on the south end of the bay, for some reason, whenever they dump all them stone crab traps in the Gulf, we lose a lot of redfish. Now, there's still quite a few big fish up around Wheaton, up on the north end of the bay, up north of the Courtney Campbell. There's still some around Cockroach, but a lot of those fish on the south end that we had schools of, as soon as they drop all that bait goes into the Gulf for stone crabs, and then fish go offshore. I don't know why. But
interesting.
It happens every year. Every single year it happens. Jamie Goodwin turned me on to it. Well, it's probably part of it.
Yeah.
But why don't they all go? What about the fish from up north? end of the bay. I don't know. It's good stuff. We'll be back, 970 WFLA.
News, traffic, and weather. Top and bottom of every.
I think they don't get the scent. I think them fish on the south end get that scent, all that bait hitting that freaking Gulf. I mean, dude, you think about whatever, 12:01 a.m. at whatever day that freaking bitch opens, they drop what? 100,000 freaking crab traps in the Gulf?
Yeah. Well, no, you're allowed to put your traps in like 2 weeks early.
Okay, well, whatever that day is that they're allowed to put the traps in, that party's over. I mean, it happens every year. I asked Jamie Goodwin out of the blue one time. I'm like, dude, what happens? Like, dude, like we have fish, poof. And he goes, dude, they just put all them crab traps in the Gulf.
Interesting.
I'm like, huh? He goes, 30,000 crab traps. I don't even remember what number he used, but he said they just dumped all 30,000 crab traps in the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah.
Stuffed full of bait. Those fish.
That's probably public information, how many stone crab traps.
I'm sure it is. Yeah, and I don't know. I don't even know if he knew or he was just throwing a number out. I'm not sure, but either way, it's like, wow.
That's interesting. Too bad the mackerel and kingfish aren't on them. Like they should be. Dang red tide.
Yep. Welcome back. Last big segment of the morning. Phone lines are open, 1-800-969-9352. Looks like we got a big front coming in this week. Looks like winds are going to be not too bad for the first couple of days this week, maybe through the middle of Wednesday. Towards the end of Wednesday, it looks like things might go south. It's been changing a little bit. I've been watching that weather report, and it was just Friday, and now it's Thursday.
Yep.
So God only knows if what we're looking at by tomorrow could be Wednesday, could be shot out too. It's hard to tell.
But that's the important part. You just hit the nail on the head there. I mean, this past weekend was a great example. The front that's coming through today, they were forecasting last week to be a major thing and really upsetting the weather this weekend. And then all of a sudden it just went to nothing. And we had a 44-hour trip scheduled for red snapper. It was sold out. Everybody was excited about it. And then all of a sudden this weather forecast comes up 7 days in advance, and a bunch of people canceled off. And then it turned out to be a beautiful weekend.
Right.
So all that to say, you can't take advanced forecasts with any grain of salt.
I agree.
You have to take it with a grain of salt is what I meant.
Yeah.
And you have to continually watch it. Yeah.
What is the cancellation policy? I mean, do you give?
So on our long range trips during red snapper seasons, like 39 hours and stuff like that, it's a week.
Okay.
But when it's adverse weather conditions, we're not going to hold you to it. And that's kind of our rule of thumb. Like on our day trips, it's 48 hours or more. But if we know that the weather is going to be adverse, and we'll have a weather report on the counter, we'll have it hanging on the glass in front of you, we'll talk about it in the seminar, and at that point, it's up to you. If it's, to me, my grandfather said it, my dad said it, and now I use it all the time, is it's a lose-lose. If I cancel the trip in one of those borderline situations where, yeah, it's bumpy, it's not beautiful, it's not a blue sky, sunny day, but it's safe.
Right.
If I cancel the trip, everybody's mad. If I don't cancel the trip, some people will go out there and they'll have a good time. And they might catch fish, they might not, but they have a good experience and they enjoy it.
Well, and it was their choice.
And it was their choice, and we were very upfront, honest, transparent about it. And some people will never go fishing again.
Right. Yeah.
But at least some people were happy. So it's a lose-lose. If you cancel it, everybody's mad. You ruin their plans. You ruin their vacation.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So to me, we try to be as upfront and brutally honest as we can be, and warn them as much as we can when we know it's going to be adverse. And we say it again and again. No one's forced to join us. We know the weather's going to be a little adverse. You can cancel off. And that's kind of how I approach it. And if you want to cancel, you can get a full refund.
That to me is running a business, running your fishing business like a business.
Mm-hmm.
I do it all the time. I look at the weather. I'm looking at the tides. I'm like, listen, we got 2 strikes against us. Weather not looking great.
Yep.
And sometimes you get that wrong. You know, you can be wrong. You can look at it Wednesday afternoon for Thursday morning, and they're calling for 10 to 15 or 15 to 20, and you wake up and it's 4.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens. But all you can go off of is what your report is. So you go off the report, and let's just say they get it right. I like to at least be up front and go, listen, can we do it? Yes. Can we be safe? Yes. Does it extremely limit what I can do on the water?
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's just areas that are just not going to be fishy. Water's going to get dirty. Things, you know what I'm saying? So is the deck stacked in our favor? Nope. Do you want to go and give it a shot? I've had some days where I begged people, like, we shouldn't do this.
Yeah.
Day after the front, it's going to blow 25. This is a bad plan.
Yeah.
Oh, please, please, please take us fishing. We got nothing else to do. We're just sitting in a hotel. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll get you on the water, but I'm just telling you. And
At
then
that point.
you get into a pocket somewhere and just crush them. And then the whole time they're reeling in, they're looking at you like, really, bro?
Yeah. I love being proved wrong.
I know, yeah. It's like, listen, by the book, this shouldn't have happened. But Mother Nature doesn't play by the book all the time.
Yep.
So,
and you never know. In that situation, when you have a client that can't go any other day, because with private charters, it's a little different. I always ask people, hey, how long are you in town? Can you reschedule? If they're like, no, can't go any other day, this is the only day I can go, I leave it up to them.
Sure.
This is what I think. This is what I think is going to happen. Here's the weather.
Right.
Do you want to go? It's safe. We can make it happen. And a lot of times I like to be proved wrong, and then sometimes I'm proved completely right, and they get off the boat. Hey, I should have really listened to you. It's like, yeah, I didn't spend an hour of my time making these weather reports for no reason. Yeah. This is honestly what I think was going to happen. So.
Yeah. And you are now seasoned veteran. You know, a seasoned veteran.
The roller coaster ride was at no extra cost.
So have we noticed anything with the cooling temps? Have we noticed anything in the offshore fishing? The inshore fishing has been just epic. I mean, it's just been unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, 2 weeks ago, it was mostly just the change with hogfish. Hogfish started to pick up a little bit, and hogfish are still picking up a little bit. It's not real crazy, but we definitely noticed them start to bite again, which is good. Kingfish and mackerel are funky because of this coastal red tide that we've had. They were on the beach early, and then we had a big bloom kind of along the beach, kind of pushed them off. They're in the deeper near-shore waters, but we haven't really gotten that big, thick push of kingfish. We've noticed the last week and a half or so, the gags picked up for us. We're catching some pretty good gag numbers, which is good, especially prefrontal activity. A couple days after the front, really doing well. So I would expect this week's midweek 39-hour to do extremely well on the gag grouper. Wednesday's 12-hour extreme to do extremely well on the gag grouper, right ahead of that big front coming up, if the forecast stays the same.
Right.
But yeah, prefrontal activity on the gags has been awesome.
It looks
It
based
looks
on
beautiful.
Pro Windfinder. Yes, it
Through
does.
Wednesday.
It does look. It looks good till Wednesday evening.
Picks up Thursday, and then the front's Friday morning.
Thursday looks really bad.
But that's out of the
25.
south, I believe, west, southwest as the front approaches.
It looks like west, almost due west.
Yeah. So
a
that's
little bit of northwest.
as the front
And
approaches.
some rain.
Yeah.
And then Friday is now calling for 25 to 29 at 8 a.m.
Solid.
Wow. She gonna be breezy.
Yeah, it doesn't get cold in the state of Florida without wind.
You know what? Based off this forecast, I think it's in my best interest to go to the Bahamas. That's what I think. Rob's like, I get it. Yeah.
Based off that forecast, if we're going to the Bahamas, I'm ready.
Right. No doubt. Yeah. So, anyway, what's the name of that beer?
Kalik. They have Sands and Kalik. Those are the two Bahamian beers.
Sands and Kalik.
Mhm.
Now, do they sell
Kalik
Bud
used to be
Light?
sold in Publix, but you went a different way with that. Bud Light, the places I went in the Bahamas, no.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was just curious.
There was this one bar. There's an island down there that one of the cocaine guys bought as a runway, and it has a little bar on it. I think it was in either Exuma's or Abaco's. I'm not familiar. Last time I went there, I was pretty young, but that was the bar we went to. It was so cool, like a little shanty shack thing.
Yeah.
Incredible food, but they definitely did not have any Bud Light for miles.
Did they have, I almost asked if they had cocaine.
They did have the airstrip, and there was sunk planes all around the island that we
really?
dove and speared fish off of. So that was really cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, swimming through those planes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Nice. Yeah, we can't wait. We're looking forward to it. So that will be a good trip. Kalik.
Very good. Get the gold.
Kalik Gold.
Oh, yeah.
Happy time.
Oh, yeah.
Happy time.
Yeah, they used to. I think they still have that at Angry Pepper. You can get smoked wings and collect gold. It was a beautiful
Where's the
thing.
Angry Pepper?
It's over on Doomy Road, right there by the Tom Stewart Causeway.
Oh, okay.
Yep, right on my way home. Smoked wings and collect gold.
Breakfast Kalik.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I like it. Well, yeah, it's going to make things interesting on the inshore bite this week as well. Again, they should fire up. The bait moved around a little bit from what I heard on the full moon here. We're on the backside of that full moon, so
First quarter is October 20, or third quarter is October 28th.
Yeah, it's going to be a little interesting. So, but I'm looking forward to it. Don't you know?
Have the trout started to move? They're getting shallower,
I'm
right?
going to tell you. We had 50 of the best, really fishing the tournament yesterday, and almost to a man, the trout bite is not great. I really, on the snook and the redfish, I'm not as bothered by the reopening.
Mm-hmm.
I'm bothered by the trout bite. I don't understand. I don't understand how they can't notice that the trout is off in numbers. I'd love to get with our buddy over there and find out what they're seeing that tells them it was okay to reopen that.
I feel like trout were the afterthought that were just lumped in with snook and redfish.
It could be. Again, I mean, that it's such a,
because trout were closed after. It was originally just either a snook or redfish closure, I forget, and then they added the other one and trout into it, right?
I don't know. I thought they closed all three.
No, they didn't close all three at the same time. I know trout was kind of an
be.
ancillary thing.
But I don't understand why that fish would be ignored. It makes no sense. I mean, it's a great game fish that's easy to catch. If you get into them, there's a lot of them. They're fast growing. So I get that part of the equation. But when guys who are on the water all the time in areas like Fort DeSoto that are covered with grass flats and we're just not seeing them.
Well, we did see a big downturn in grass. They were saying something like, I believe, around 16% of the grass was lost in Tampa Bay this year.
But wouldn't that then concentrate those fish more on the grassy areas that do exist? I don't. And again, maybe I'm wrong, but.
Well, there's something to be said about the ecosystem and how much it can support. So if you have a shrinking ecosystem, I mean, you get a bunch of guys like me and you on a football field, that's one thing. But then if you put us in a small room, there's not enough room. Someone's got to get out of that room.
Right. Or somebody's not going to eat. I get it. I mean, okay, that makes sense. Again, there should be a flat somewhere, two flats where I can say for sure we can go catch speckled trout.
Yeah.
And I'm just not seeing it.
Yeah, I've heard that from a few people that the big trout bite has been slow and that they haven't seen an overall super hot trout bite, but they're steady. You're still catching them.
Captain Ben Marshall, says that he's able to go up into the upper bay and catch some trout, which doesn't surprise me because they didn't get whacked by the red tide like the rest of the bay. But I would think the way these things cross-pollinate, the way they, I would think that closing them, keeping them closed for a while would be beneficial because, again, we saw good redfish, we saw good snook bite down south. But I just haven't seen a trout bite that I think is what it should be. Not even close. So I don't know. That is a little worrisome to me.
Yeah. I'd be interested to look at the discard mortality rate on snook, redfish, and trout because I would imagine the discard mortality rate on trout is extremely higher compared to redfish and snook, meaning if you catch and release a trout, it's more likely not to survive compared to a snook or redfish that's more hardy.
Definitely a true statement. I think it's one of the things, a head scratcher for me has always been why a dehooker isn't mandatory. Why are we letting these inshore anglers, why do we allow the inshore anglers to handle these trout? You get into 14-inch trout, you can get into for 3 hours.
Nothing makes me more angry than all these needle nose pliers around. And people argue with me all the time that, you need a pair of needle nose pliers. It's like, no, you don't. You need a pair of split ring pliers maybe. You need a pair of line cutters maybe. You don't need needle nose pliers.
I do like my pliers on my hip. I have a very nice pair of Van Stalls that I've had for a long time. I was on the pro team, was able to get them at a great price. They're crazy expensive, but they are the best pliers I've ever used.
So I'm talking to one of those pliers guys.
I'm a dehooker guy. If I can get it with a dehooker, I'm a dehooker. But if not, I don't want that fish on the deck struggling while I'm trying to get a hook. Redfish bite, when they start to chew, they pound it. And you got trouble getting that. Or even if they eat it and it's out the corner of their mouth. On a jig head, Wednesday with Ozzy, they were crushing that jig head.
Yeah.
I literally had to get in there with the pliers just to help me get it out.
Yeah.
But normally, you can do all that stuff with a dehooker. Small snook, small trout, you don't even have to handle them.
Yeah.
Leave the slime coat on them and
Leave
let
them
that
in the
fish
water.
get back in the estuary and replenish for us. So it shocks me that a simple device like a dehooker isn't something that you should make mandatory on.
Unenforceable regulations next on Real Animals.
Oh, boy, here we go.
That's a whole different thing.
Opened a can of worms with probably a few big words in it. So it's all, it's all good. We'll be back, 970 WFLA.
So the dehooker you use, is that one of the loops? The metal stick with the loop?
I don't like the loop.
Yeah.
I just like
the hook.
Yeah.
So you move the line, and flip it. So the Dehooker I use it's got the hook, but you run the hook down the back of and then there's 2 handles.
Yeah.
You squeeze the handles together and it turns the hook, so you don't even have to do the little flip.
Yeah.
Because with the bigger fish like a bull red, you can't flip that thing. But
you literally, if you just take that Dehooker
and get it up
and
underneath,
reverse it,
yeah,
it'll fall off.
Yeah, but you have to get that line deep enough.
Yeah, but if you just grab it at the right spot, it's just a little. You don't have to grab the thing way up here to make it this awkward thing. You just, it's gone.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I agree.
Especially with circle hooks that are 90% right in the corner of the mouth. You not a circle hook guy?
I mean, technically I have to be. That's the regulation. When you're offshore fishing with natural bait for bottom reef species, it's mandatory you use non-offset circle hooks. And I would argue that it doesn't matter what hook you use, the fish is going to swallow the hook, especially a big aggressive red snapper or a gag grouper. You're going to have hooks swallowed. And it's more.
I didn't say we never see it.
Dehooker. The Dehooker is where it comes into the important thing. I don't think we should be regulating the hooks as much as we're educating and informing people and supplying people with the tools they need, like a Dehooker. If you know how to use a Dehooker properly, it doesn't matter what kind of hook you use. Because you can get that hook out of its mouth or its throat or its gill plates quicker.
Don't you think the circle hook is even easier to catch fish on, though? I mean, like,
It
bump,
depends
bump,
on-
reel. I mean, it's all you have to do is reel. You don't have to set the hook, you don't have to do anything, just reel.
Yeah, but it depends on the fisherman, and it depends on their experience level.
Well, I mean-
if you get someone from the Midwest who smallmouth bass fishes his whole life,
I get it, but that's-
he's going to miss fish using a circle hook. But yeah, for average Joe angler, circle hooks make it easy.
I've found on my trips that we're a solid 80 to 90% of our fish are caught right in the corner of the mouth with the circle hook. As long as you can keep.
But that's when you're live bait fishing. You're not using circle hooks when you're artificial lure fishing.
No.
Yeah.
But you're also with an artificial lure. The reason that the circle hook comes in so handy is because you get 80% or 90% of that fish, that hook still catching that fish in the corner of the mouth when the angler is not keeping his line tight.
Mm-hmm.
When you're throwing artificials, your line's tight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have a big issue with them swallowing jig heads because your line was tight. You know what I mean? So he's biting on it, but it's still coming at you anyway. So they don't get that swallow effect. They get the swallow effect by guys standing there bullshitting, talking, and you got 17 feet of slack in your line, and it's a J hook that goes straight down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And again, you'll get that on a circle hook too. Don't get me wrong, I've seen it plenty of times where I'm like, oh, he's keeping that one. It is what it is. But
Yeah.
wrapping things up here this morning. Good to be back in the air chair with my good friend D Hubs here. Again, we are going to be virtual fishing conversation on the Real Animals Facebook page here this Tuesday night, October 26, 6:30 until 8 o'clock up at Furman Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Newport Richey. Probably realistically going to go 6:30 to 7:30 or so. But we will be chatting if we got a bunch of questions, and we'll be able to roll until 8 o'clock. So hopefully you'll join us. Again, Captain Keith Benson is my guest up there, great fisherman from up in that area. He's done one with me before. He does a great job. So if you've got questions, regular fishing questions about that area, it's a great opportunity. So make sure you put that on your list of things to do on Tuesday night.
October 26th.
Yep. We're rocking and rolling.
It's coming up fast.
It is coming up fast. We got the CCA Florida Pinellas County Banquet.
November 11th.
November 11th.
That's going to be a good one for sure.
You can get a chance to sit with D Hubs and his lovely bride. Is your bride going to make it?
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so too. That'd be good. It'd be good for everybody to get to meet her as well. She's awesome.
Yeah. Behind every man, there's a woman.
A better woman.
Yeah, better woman running the show. Couldn't
doubt.
do it without her. That's for sure.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So I'm grateful that you are there and doing that thing. It'll be a great opportunity for people to get to know you. And
yeah, and the Pinellas Banquet's always a ton of fun.
It is a good time.
Open bar, they're raffling off firearms, vacations, artwork. Did I say firearms? I think I said firearms. There are firearms there. So, and an open bar and steak dinner. And if you win the raffle for the captain's table, you get the lobster too. So, definitely looking forward to that night. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's always a good showing. And like I said, Pinellas County needs to show out for that one. In my opinion, we've had sometimes 200 people there, which to me is just ridiculous. I mean, it's a great county when it comes to fishing. It just is. It's phenomenal. But you have to support CCA Florida and get behind this stuff to
To me, it's a lot like equating it to voting for the president. You can't complain about the president unless you voted.
Well,
and so
that's a good point.
Same thing with fisheries. You can't get on Facebook and complain about the fishery if you're not a part of some organization, whether it's CCA or all the organizations. I mean, to me, I'm a part of the NRA, the CCA, the ASA, and a bunch of other organizations, the Florida Guides Association, the Charter Fishing Association, because I care. And I make a living off the fishery, so I got to try to give back and get involved and stand up.
I feel like you're starting to get to know me because you just gave me a green light to complain about our president because I did vote.
Oh, there you go.
But you did it with only a minute left in the show. That was brilliant.
Yeah.
You didn't let me
look at me go.
You didn't let me complain the whole show about our president. Good. That's smooth, brother. He's good. He's getting good, isn't he, Rob? Rob's in there yawning. He's like, you guys suck.
This is a fishing show, right?
I feel like all the shows that I do, the producers always like, stay away from politics. Stay away from
for
politics.
sure. Oh no.
So on this show, I'm there for you, Mike.
That a boy. That's a good show.
He's getting good, but he's not getting into that realm good yet.
Yeah, I'm not there yet.
We'll figure it out sometime.
Bring him along slow. He's just a puppy. We're training him. Just
Very fluffy puppy.
Just a fluffy puppy who hates Waffle House.
Yep.
Grannies.
But loves big trucks, firearms, and fishing.
Grannies up in Crystal River. Phenomenal breakfast, dude. Phenomenal. Seriously, phenomenal. It takes you longer to
Do they have country fried steak and sausage gravy?
Yes, dude. They have biscuits and gravy on the giant plates.
I'm there.
They have cheese grits that are absolutely to die for. Smoked sausage.
I'm there.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Go to Crystal River. If you're there, stay at the plantation on Crystal River and then go to Granny's for breakfast.
There you go.
It's
and
excellent.
That freezer place is up there, too.
It is. That's in Homosassa.
Close.
It's in Homosassa.
It's worth the drive.
It is. It's good stuff there, too. Lollygaggers, little sports bar right there that's got some pretty good chicken wings. And it's a fishing show. Rob's just like, would you two dudes just talk fishing? It's ridiculous.
I mean, I'm already there on the breakfast thing, so I'm getting kind of hungry myself.
I'm getting ready to go to breakfast right now.
Rob Roman, Captain Rob, good to see you, my friend. D Hubs, again, thank you for your work. I got to go to the Bahamas, so D Hubs is going to run the ship again here for a couple of shows and take care of you guys. So give him some love. Check us out tomorrow morning. DAE, we'll be there. Tight lines, everybody. We're out.
WFLA Tampa, WXTB HD2 Clearwater,
Slam dunk it. You going to the gym this morning?
No, I'm going to move my mother-in-law into my house.
Oh my goodness, you've had quite the run.
Hey. It's all good.
Thank you guys for watching this morning. Hopefully we'll see you next week for another episodic
There
Real
he is
Animals
again.
Radio show.
Episodic. What is up with that? Episodic.
I just had to find a way to stick it in there, you know.
Episodic.
Thank you guys for tuning in and enjoying the show. Hopefully you enjoyed the banter this morning. It was good.
Yeah, it was good.
To have Capt Mike back.
It was good, right? That was a good show. I enjoyed that. I'm really enjoying having Dylan as a partner here. I really am. It's even my wife mentioned it that.
She was watching this morning.
Oh yeah, she's keeping an eye on me.
I stood up straighter.
Yeah, she has mentioned that I got a little pep in my step on Saturday mornings coming in and doing the show with D Hubs here, having some fun, laughs. It's it's been going really well. So I hope you guys are enjoying it as much as I'm enjoying it. COVID was a long pull, doing a lot of shows by myself, you know. It was just an interesting time. So to have, you know, regular help in here, especially as good at this as Dylan is becoming, and with all his knowledge, his big words, all that good stuff, it's been a lot of fun. So
I'm going to bring up the thesaurus.
Oh, he almost couldn't say thesaurus. I'm the one.
Can't pronounce them, but I know them. I'm going to bring one in for next week.
What was the word that Rob used?
Odious.
Odious. See, I already forgot. It's
Modality, odious, erroneous.
Richard on the South Shore with
those were the big words of the day.
Modality. Mm-hmm. I'm just happy
we're going to start a calendar.
We got
Real Animals calendar.
We got Richard back in the house a little bit, though. That's what I like. Richard came back to us, huh? He went away. He departed, but he came back. Maybe he's a Dylan Hubbard fan. Maybe that's what it is.
I don't know about that. South Shore is a little far from me.
It's all good stuff.
Hopefully we'll see you next week, and Mike will be gone for 2 weeks, so you're stuck with me.
I know. I'm sorry. I promise it'll be better. I'll be better.
It won't be until after hunting season. Don't let him lie to you guys.
No, that might be true. But you know what I'm going to do? When I'm in my tree stand,
he'll be thinking of us.
I'll be thinking of big words. I'm going to work on my words.
He's got his
deer, it's big word. Tree, gun, big words.
Big deer fall hard.
Fire, go, make fire, eat food.
Yeah. Hanging out with, do you hunt with Mahoney?
No. I have hunted with Mahoney, and I would hunt with Mahoney again, but we're not on the same lease.
Oh, it's you and Ben?
Me and Ben. Yes. Big Ben Marshall and I on the same lease, although I don't think Ben and I are even going to get to hunt together till January. Just kind of the way it works, so.
Schedules. If you're too busy to go hunting, you're just too busy.
Too darn busy. It's that time of year. Gotta go sit in a tree.
You have anything else?
No, wrap it up.
Yeah. See you guys. We'll see you next week.